I got so much motherfucking design on right now.
Break it down, bring it back, make it clap. I got 3 old thoughts, new block, where that bitches up a line, and you.
As an individual, I have my own idea and perception. Democracy has believed it too, where he has given a right to the citizen to choose whenever he or she feel that can lead them in this country. In Malaysia, we are practice a democratic system. We have election for every 5 years. The Election Commission of Malaysia was established on 4 September 1957 in accordance in Article 114. Federal Constitution of Malaysia set out a principle of democracy and outline the power and responsibility of the government and the legislature. It also guarantees a certain fundamental rights to the citizen, also a right for the citizen to vote and the right to free and fair election. In Malaysia, citizens who are over the age of 18 years old are eligible and can vote for the election, subject to the certain requirement as a voter registration. Voting in Malaysia are done using a secret ballot, which ensure that citizens can vote without any fear. The Election Commission of Malaysia is supposed, which is a SPR, are responsibility to overseeing an electoral process and ensuring it's a free and fair when the election be done. In Malaysia, we had a major political party such as UMNO, PKR, DAP, PAS and Amanah. Overall, Malaysia has a democratic electoral system that allows citizens to choose their representative and hold them accountable to lead this country.
In Malaysia, there are 2 types of elections: general elections and by-elections. General elections are held every 5 years in Malaysia unless dissolved earlier by the Prime Minister. During a general election, Malaysian citizens who are 21 years old and above are eligible to vote to elect their members of parliament or MPs and state assembly representatives. The MPs are then responsible for forming the federal government, while the state assembly representatives form the state governments. In a general election, all 222 parliamentary seats and the state assembly seats are contested. The party or coalition that wins the majority of seats in parliament forms the federal government, while the party or coalition that wins the majority of seats in the state assemblies forms the state government. By-elections, also known as special elections or supplementary elections, are held when there is a vacancy in a parliamentary or state assembly seat. This can occur if a sitting MP or state assembly representative resigns, passes away, or is disqualified. By-elections are usually held within 60 days of the vacancy occurring. In a by-election, only the constituency where the vacancy occurred will go to the polls to elect a new representative. The voting process for both types of election is similar, with voters casting their ballots at polling stations using a first-past-the-post system.
Next part is process of election. There are 6 stages of process of election. The first one is nomination day. Nomination day refers to the day that is set by the Election Commission for candidates to submit their nomination papers to the managing officer in order to contest the election. Campaigning. Campaigning can only start after the nomination process have been completed and must be stopped at 12 midnight the day before election day. The enforcement officer is responsible to the managing officer, and the duty of the team is to monitor campaign material, election speech and public assemblies. Usually, election campaigning come in the form of distribution of pamphlet and letter, poster, closed speech and public speech, door-to-door campaigning. Political parties are allowed to present and explain their respective manifesto. They can also use the electronic media. The third one is voting day. Voting day refers to the day voters cast their vote. The time for casting vote is set from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Election Commission usually releases notice informing the public about election matters. Vote counting. Next, official submission of vote. After the conclusion of vote counting at the polling station and vote counting center, the result of the voting are submitted to the managing officer at the vote submission center. The managing officer total up all the vote, including postal vote, to determine the winner. The last one is storage and disposal of ballot paper in an election process. One important aspect is the storage of ballot papers and other related documents. This document must be kept in a box or special box and locked with witnesses by the candidate's agent. The special box are stored for 6 months under the supervision of the managing officer.
In conclusion, the election in Malaysia is to create political stability and peace. Through the election, Malaysian citizens can choose the government that they want to give the power. Election is the process through which people can express their political opinion. They express this opinion via public voting to choose a political leader. Furthermore, this political leader would have authority and responsibility. The election is a formal group decision-making process. Also, the selected political leader would hold public office. The election is certainly a vital pillar of a democracy. This is because election ensure that the government is for the people, by the people, and to the people. Election help to keep the power of political leaders in check. The ruling parties cannot afford to do any wrongdoing to the public due to risk of losing their election. Elections serve as an efficient power check and control for those in the ruling power. The election is a peaceful and efficient way of choosing political leader. Furthermore, the Malaysian citizen choose a leader by casting their vote. In the other way, the citizens are able to choose an individual who view appeal to the most. Hence, people are able to express their will in political leadership. An election is an excellent opportunity for people to express their resentment. If people are unhappy with a particular leader, they can remove it from power. Malaysian citizens can certainly replace a leadership with a better alternative through election. Thank you.
High fucking with these south.